Well, good Taco Tuesday, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm on the road again, running around, going to see my mom. Got to put a storm door up for her. And I'm just sitting here thinking about the Cowboys situation, their situation here. We have at running back, I'm going to say we have a group of guys, okay? A group of guys. We have a lot of guys that are, decent players. I'm not going to say anybody is exceptional at the time. Our rookies are unproven, Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, although Maffa got the lion's share of work there in comparison to the veteran Deuce Vaughn, and along with Malik Davis. In fact, I hate to say this because, see, the Cowboys, more than anything else, are about storylines. If Deuce Vaughn's dad did not work for the organization, would the Cowboys have drafted him? I'm asking a real question. I mean, no disrespect to Deuce Vaughn, okay? But you have to think that, the Cowboys got that whole storyline and publicity. And after hearing Jerry Jones talking about how even though, people tune in whether we win or lose, and, you start to realize that the story is more important than winning. And so to be able to say, hey, this father got to call his son draft night, it's a great storyline. And you can look back through some of the moves that the Cowboys have done in the past, that maybe the reason they did them was more about publicity. But be that as it may, Deuce Vaughn, we know going into the season, was definitely on the hot seat. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you brought in Javonte Williams, when you brought in Miles Sanders and things, when you drafted Phil Maffa and Jaden Blue, you start looking and saying, they're not keeping that many backs. And now you already had Deuce Vaughn, who they said, well, he needs to get some work. You had him in there those first two series that you went and threw the ball 6 plays, 2 3-and-outs. Deuce Vaughn didn't get a chance. And I dare say, I think he got the ball twice and then was pulled. And Malik Davis played the rest of the way. And I dare say, Malik Davis has actually thrown a monkey wrench into the system. Now, before everybody goes crazy and says, oh my God, he's the next Barry Sanders, I say pump the brakes a little bit here, because it was later in the game when he was playing. And I will also say, because he has not been in a training camp, that he had fresh legs. Now, it may not be so fresh come Monday morning after actually playing the game, but everybody else has been practicing and going through it, and camp legs is a real thing. So some of that may have been just that the adrenaline was there. He's looked at this as my opportunity, that I've got to make the most of it, and really went all out and so on. But when you average 9 yards a carry, I don't care who you're playing against, you get a second look. And so here you have Malik Davis now in the mix. And I have to believe that Malik Davis is going to be ahead of Deuce Vaughn right now. Now, we've heard Brian Schottenheimer, who said that Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders are, getting better, and they'll get some work this week. I'm imagining that they were talking about some in preseason, because really, running backs, you don't know what you really have unless you're actually going full go. We've seen workout tapes of Zeke Elliott every year, and he looks great. Oh my God, he's going to go to the house. Not the same thing when you actually put the pads on and you start, having to actually run the football. It's totally different. But Deuce Vaughn, I've always liked Deuce Vaughn. I've always wanted him to do well, but I don't think that he's just not going to be the one. I don't think he's going to make the roster. I think he's definitely one of those ones that will be, without a doubt, cut. Now, Knowing the Cowboys, though, knowing the Cowboys that like their storyline, I wouldn't be surprised if Deuce Vaughn comes back on the practice squad, just for the simple reason of the storyline. And see, now you have to really start looking at every move that the Cowboys make and wonder, is it about making the team a winner, or is it about making more controversy? Let's be clear here. And I have a really crazy theory here about Dak Prescott and stuff, and I'll do a dedicated video on that. But you have to look at this and say, for no other reason other than building up the hype is why Micah Parsons' deal is not done. If the contract were signed, it'd be like Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett seems like a lifetime ago. It was a flash in the pan. But Jerry Jones has gotten so much play out of it. And every single day, the talking heads, the shows, YouTubers like me are all talking about Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys, and Micah Parsons in this contract. They literally are creating the show. They're making shit up, like in the case of Dan Orlowski and, of course, Adam Schefter. They're all running with it. This is taking one for the team, for the NFL. Because honestly, let's be clear. If the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons' contract was not talked about ad nauseum right now, what would be the storylines? Terry McLaurin's case is worse, I think. Terry McLaurin, I think, could actually be traded because of his age. Do you think that would get as much play if it wasn't Micah Parsons being talked about? I don't. You think Trey Henderson would be? I don't. I don't know what the storyline, maybe it's Sedor. But I can guarantee you, nothing is going to be as big as what Jerry Jones is doing with Micah Parsons. And that's the real reason that he ain't got his contract. It's the reason why they ended up having CeeDee Lamb wait and get Dak Prescott's deal. Think about it. You're telling me you finally had enough time opening Sunday? That's the time you signed his contract? Before the first game? It's all about the show, baby. It's all about the show. All righty, good people. We'll see. Cuts are not too far away, and neither is playing the Eagles. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.